So on the second topic for the main topics, I'm gonna jump into the Gina Carano thing when about her getting fired from Disney, and this is kind of like a controversial thing in itself. This is going to spark up a big conversation about just was Disney wrong for doing what they were doing? You know, should she stay on board regardless or whatever? But I'm of two minds of it, and I'm gonna give my thoughts after I get done going through all the stuff and kind of just going over. I'm not gonna go extensively into it because it's a lot more to it, and uh, just do your research on it. It's crazy, but it basically just centers around controversial social media posts about the election being stolen and that Trump is the legitimate winner, and just like spreading false, accusations and stuff like that. Downing the mask mandates during the pandemic and kind of mocking transgender, making transphobic statements and anti-Semitic memes, and it just a lot. She says a lot of insensitive stuff and stuff. It just it's not the worst thing, but it is kind of unacceptable. But she is a conservative, and so she has conservative points of views. And in doing research for this specific topic, I didn't know that there was a kind of like, I guess you could say, blacklist, or just kind of like a mind frame going toward conservatives in Hollywood, that a lot of Hollywood kind of don't hire those conservatives just based off of their views. And I'm gonna get into that. I'm honestly get into that. I'm not political. I don't really like mess with too much of the politics, but I mean, to me, it just sounds crazy. But in any case, but it has came out that Disney has given her several chances, more than what they did with James Gunn, with the whole tweets being dug up and everything else, and them firing him with no warning or any like chances after that, or a chance to apologize or anything. They given her chance at the chance, so it shows that they've learned from their mistakes, not to just go gun ho, start pulling triggers and blah blah. That they gave her a chance. That chance after chance, chance after chance after firing her. And these stem from just tweets that she didn't put out last year. And Disney kept coming to her like, yo, we gonna need you to just calm down on these, because you are basically a representation of us. And they even sat down with her, management agency, or, and just tried to work out something. And it was just, she didn't want to follow the rules. And not long after being fired by Disney, Lucasfilm or whatnot, she was fired by the company that she was with, UTA, United Talent Agency, for basically, I guess, around with basically the same shit. It's like, we don't want to associate ourselves with a person like this that constantly do shit like this after we done told you, to not do this or to calm it down or whatever. But not long after that, she announces that she has a new film project with the website Daily Wire for basically like-minded people like herself, and they have came out and said that like, we are going against Hollywood. This is a format that people can be on, and they don't have to be afraid about being censored or whatever, and judged for their beliefs. That they can come in here and just do what they want to do. And she seems excited to be working with them, but this all comes around that there was a possibility, a high possibility, that she could have had her own series, or at least headlined a series that was coming out on, Disney Plus, with probably just a Cara Dune series, or she probably could have been the main character for the Rangers of the New Republic series for Disney Plus that they're in development of making. And after these tweets last year, they decided not to announce that during the Investors Day meeting, or the presentation that they put in, because of that. And so it's just, it's like, it's crazy how she just kind of messed up the opportunity. But like I said, I'm gonna get into it. And also, Hasbro has canceled the line of toys that was basically her figures from the Mandalorian. They sent the email. Well, yeah, they basically got in contact with Big Bad Toy Store, And then Big Bad Toy Store send a email to all of the customers that ordered the Cara Dune figure for the Star Wars, I think it's Black Series 6 figure, and told them that there was a cancellation for that specific figure and that refunds will be issued, but they won't be sending those out. And it's crazy. But then also on the other hand, you got people that don't want her to be involved with the Mandalorian. You know, they wanted her fired. They even did the hashtag fire Gina Carano. But then you have people on the other side that are for her. You know, fans of her started a petition on change.org that got over 4,000 signatures. Probably by now they reached the 5,000 signature goal, but it was 4,000 out of 5,000 at the time that I did all this research or whatnot. So you can imagine that they're probably filled up right now if they got that damn close. But even Dana White, president of the UFC, came out and really kind of defended her, said leave her alone, everybody makes mistakes, blah blah blah. And you know, you got people that's for her and you got people that's against her, as well as even learning that, you know, she found out with everybody else about being fired. She didn't get called ahead of time or anything else. She found out on social media along with everybody else. So I mean, with that, okay, so like I said, I'm of two minds of this. So the kind of like the person I am, I don't like to be told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and everything else. Like, I want to be a free bird. Like, I want to like just do what I want to do when I want to do it and everything else. No restrictions, no nothing. And that's like with a lot of people. Nobody likes to be held down and being held down creatively from saying what they want to say, and especially with their beliefs. And Gina Carano, she's one of those people. You can tell like she's a strong-minded person. Like, she doesn't back down. As you can tell, like they told her like, calm down, don't say this stuff, and she still said it. But you know, she's like one of those people that, you know, she wants to say what's on her mind. Like she's very opinionated. You can kind of get from that. And of course, freedom of speech. Nobody should be censored for what they say. Nobody should be penalized for what they say, unless it's just crazy hate speech. Unless it just incites like violence or harm, you know, to themselves or other people or something like that, then that's when it should come into question. It's like something that's a no-no. But as far as just stating what's on your mind, what your beliefs are, blah, blah, you should be able to say that. You know, you should be able to say it without no penalty, blah, blah, blah. But on the other hand, as a company with Disney, as big as it is, and everything that they're trying to do with Disney Plus and being in the homes of like just a crazy amount of people, which we're going to get into those numbers. We're going to get into that in a little bit. But just how Disney is and just the kind of image that Disney puts out, family friendly and everything else. And then with Mandalorian being as big as it is and her being a part of it, it's like you represent, when you're a part of a company like that, no matter what position is, if long as you're in front of the camera and you're playing a significant role like she is, you're a representation of that company. She's a representation of Disney. Because a lot of fans, you got to think about it, a lot of fans haven't followed her before seeing her on Mandalorian. A lot of fans are just hip to her now on Mandalorian. So with them being hip to her now, when they see the stuff that she's saying and all that stuff, if they think that it's bad, they're going to associate her with Mandalorian, which associates itself with Disney because it's a Disney property. So when they think of her saying all this stuff, they think of Disney. And as a company, you don't want another person's views being associated with you, especially if you don't have those views, or you don't want those views to be like that because you already know what type of controversy is going to spark up. And that's my whole thing. As a company, I understand why Disney did what they did. Now, they gave her chances. That's the thing. They gave her chances. Saying they're like, don't say this, don't say this. Because even my job, they don't want us talking about the job on social media. It's a lot of jobs like that. A lot of jobs, they search you on social media before hiring you to see what type of person you are. And so it's like your representation. Now, if you're saying all this crazy stuff online and all this stuff that, you know, just is unfavorable to a lot of people, people gonna be looking like Disney. What the fuck? You know, you're gonna be losing a lot of people by doing this, and I mean, it's not gonna be a crazy amount. They ain't gonna lose half their subscriber base or whatever. People ain't gonna stop going to the parks because Gina Carano, you know, she's not bigger than Disney, you know. But in any case, it's like it's just the image that they want to uphold, and it's like, why keep a person on board that doesn't respect your image? You tell this person constantly like, okay, stop this, like just calm this shit down. You know, you're a representation of us. We don't want, you know, that to be a part of it. And so she couldn't constantly, she couldn't, respect their wishes after even telling them that, yeah, she promises not to do it and does it anyway. So it's like, I understand what Disney did because as a company, I more than likely would have done the same thing. Especially you have to give a person chance at the chance. You know, it's just think of like a child. Your child constantly do stuff and you tell them like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. After a while, you gonna have to pull out that belt and whoop and spank some ass. You know, something gonna have to happen. You gonna have to put that child on punishment just so that they'll learn. And I'm not comparing her to a child, but at the same time, it's just like, we've told you and you just disregarded what we said. So there's nothing else that we can do with you. We have to make an example. Like we have an image to uphold and we have certain standard of our talent that we have under contract. And it's like you can't even respect us enough to, kind of like honor our wishes. So hey, we gotta sever ties. And even like Disney is not even thinking about recasting her role, which I will be okay with it, but they just more than likely just gonna ditch the character and probably bring in a new character for Mandalorian season 3, and of course do something totally different with the Rangers of the New Republic, which I have no problem with. Her character wasn't that dynamic to where it's like, oh my god, like what they're gonna do? It ain't no baby Yoda, But I mean, like I said, I'm of two minds. I respect her for not standing, not backing down how she feels and everything else, and she looks like she's in a position to where she can feel better with what she's doing. Disney, I guess, felt like they limited her and restricted her to like a small bubble, and now this new company, this Daily Wire, is giving her an outlet to where she can say what she believes. She can believe in whatever she want to believe and still be employed. Don't have to worry about shit. So in a sense, it's like she found herself in a great position that she feels more comfortable in, and we can only wish her the best. Like, I don't have anything harsh toward her, although I don't condone the shit that she said, but at the same time, it's like, hopefully she finds a great career, even though, this would have been a skyrocketing career move for her if she would have just calmed down the tweets and just did what Disney said and all this stuff. But I mean, you can look at it at two lanes. A lot of people might be like they didn't see their pride is worth more than just a paycheck or this and that. So hey, I mean, go ahead with your best self. Wish the best for her. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the whole Gina Carano thing. So